List the top 10 things that made you fall in love with your lover.
Ooh, it's not just the early things.
It's the everyday mundane things that makes you fall in love over and over again. If you keep going back to the beginning, it's not gonna last.
Yeah.
The other day I was like, I kind of want to go live in Japan and see how it would be. And you're like, yeah, sure, Japan would be fun. And not just like traveling, but just your adventure spirit is like, yeah, it's one of the things that made me fall in love with you and makes me fall in love with you over and over again.
Aww. My number 9 is your natural embodiment of the Serenity Prayer.
Okay, you have to explain that. My fourth one is you being a family man. I remember watching you with your girls and just being like, this is the man that I want. Like, you're such a good dad to them that I was just like, there's always something I wish for myself was like, since my father wasn't present and wasn't there when I was growing up, I was like, I want a man who is there for their kids. And so for me, it's like you already had kids. And so it kind of showed me like what kind of father you are in practice. And that to me is one of the reasons that I keep loving you and like creating space even now that I'm with you when your kids come. You know, it's like I want them to spend more time with you and like just the way that you are with them and how close all of them are with you.
So that I'm going to just jump on that because this is not my next one. But it was the way that you kind of like show up for me, the way you don't need things to be different. Like you don't need me to be different. You don't like wish that I was less, spent less time with my kids, and you'll even match it. I mean, you are, when they come to visit over the holidays, you are so generous with your time and with your energy and with your things. It's pretty astounding. That's in here somewhere. So let's see, care and compassion. Your commitment to inner work and self-development was huge for me. And not only huge, like maybe one of the most important things, not only that you have that commitment, but that you actually, you don't stop at the obvious answers. So when you could be working on something, you'll come to sort of a personal realization. You'll even say, I might be wrong. Am I? Rather than being like, oh, I'm going to come to, I'm going to go do, so we did the Landmark Forum, or be like, oh, now I've done this. Now I have the answers. Like you never hold on to the answers. You're always like, okay, this is good. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's not. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep developing. And that is, okay. That's really the key.
Seriously, I have my sixth one as that, conscious.
Okay, and look at that. And it's a match made in heaven, clearly, because I'm still so in love. It's ridiculous. My next one was your generosity.
Ooh, am I generous?
Yeah, tremendously so. It's gorgeous to watch. It's gorgeous to watch that. Sometimes to the point of being me like, whoa, lady, like scale it back a little bit here.
Don't empty your bank account.
Yeah, or our time bank account or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, no, it's not only with money. It is, but it's also with your energy, the way you show up for other people and everything. That was my number 6.
Okay, my number 7 is your sense of humor. It's dark. And I have a dark sense of humor, which people might not think that I do. And when we're just together, like we make like terrible jokes where I'm just like, the gods are going to strike back.
But until then, we're going to have lots of fun.
Yeah. Oh, where I'm like, I made the joke and I'm like, oh my God, I hope no one else had me. And also knowing that I can make those jokes and with like, you're not going to judge me at all because you match me. I remember.
Oh no, I judge you. I take notes.
I remember one time when we were living in Kenya and my mom was sitting at the table and I made a joke and she was mortified.
It was a joke about somebody dying. It was dark and your mother had no humor in it.
She found it not funny at all.
Yeah.
She was like, did I raise you? Where did I go wrong? And you were just, the joke was like geared towards you. So you would be like the person who was.
I'm the one that should have been insulted. But no. I have a good,
You have really good sense of humor.
Yeah, I'm hard to offend. My number 7 is your intelligence.
Ooh, okay.
The whole package.
Wow.
Sexy, smart. What else do you need? I don't know. There's got to be a triple threat in there, but those two are good enough for me.
Okay. My 10th one. I'm going to go to the 10th one.
You're just jumping right past?
I just jump. I just want people to know that I had a 10th and an 11th one. I was like, how much of a visionary and dreamer and hardworking you are. Like we were walking one day in Nairobi. I don't even know if you remember that. And there were like street kids lying, like just doing their thing, lying on the ground, enjoying life. And you were like, you saw so much beauty in like what you could do as a filmmaker with what they had. And I looked at it and I like literally could not see what you were describing. I was just like, you were seeing a vision about what the future of those kids could look like. And I like was like...
In a positive way.
In a positive way. And I looked at you and I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't see this movie that could be produced in Hollywood about these kids. Like, I just couldn't see it. And your eyes just brightened up on like how you wanted to do that movie. And it was just like how you wanted to engage and what you could see. And I was just like, literally, if every single person walked and saw the same potential that you were seeing in those kids, like life would be so different for them. Because in as much as I'm compassionate and generous, I just couldn't see the vision.
There was a little bit of fantasy in it. But at the same time, I still like the story. I'll share it sometime.
Okay.
I love how you don't sweat the small stuff. That's my number 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that has come with like, I grew up in Nairobi. And it does thicken you up. Is that it? Did I say all of them?
I jumped to my 10 already. But I've got one more. My number 9 is your natural embodiment of the serenity prayer.
Okay, you have to explain that.
God grant me the strength to change the things I can. God grant me the... I know this one.
I know
Trust
it too.
me, I swear to God.
God grant me the serenity to accept
the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I've never met anybody who embodies that as much as you do.
Oh, I have to say the last one, caring. The way I have really bad period pains, and every month it almost feels like, oh my God, I have to deal with this again. And the way you care for me on that second day of my period where I'm in so much pain by making me tea, it's just...
And massaging.
And massaging my stomach and my back is just so wonderful.
Oh, yeah. We remember those good days because on the couple days where I'm like, we got to do all this stuff, push, you remember those. But it's nice that you don't remember those as much. So that's good. That's another thing. That would be my number 11. Yeah. You're willing to let the imperfections slide and focus on the positive and not the negative.
Okay.
There we go, number 11. Okay, the next prompt.
Number 2 for week 1.
Write at least one thing you're grateful for about your lover. I wrote 2.
Me too.
Okay, number 1. The way she fully commits to being in my life and not trying to make me someone she imagines I could be.
Huh. That's nice. My number 1. Grateful that you go on walks with me every morning.
That's cute.
Do you want to read the other one?
Yeah. She can critique and push me without anger, judgment, or resentment.
Oh. I wrote, I'm grateful for his support. Since I started my business, there are some days when I wake up and I'm like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Like, is this ever going to make money? Is this going to be successful? And literally every single time you're like, let's go on a walk. You remind me why I started this business. You remind me that it is going to be hard. It's been hard and I can do it. And that is like your support in that has just been tremendous.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay. Our third prompt is, what is one thing you can do to show your appreciation for your lover this week?
Okay.
What are you going to do for me?
This was tricky. I have to say, I was like, okay.
Because now we're doing it on the air. There's a commitment here.
I know. I was like, I can't just write it. It's like, I actually writing is one thing, but now it's like I'm speaking out loud to people, so I gotta do it. So this is what I said. I'm gonna make you dinner tonight. But then I was like, I'm fasting. So that might be like hard to make you dinner.
That's mean.
So I was like, yeah. So I wrote another one.
Okay, so what's going to happen?
I remember that this journal is actually weekly prompt, not daily prompt. So I will make you dinner another night this week. But tonight, I'm going to massage your neck.
Ooh, because I have been having a headache originating from my neck now for going on over 24 hours. So I'll take it.
Am I right?
I put 2.
Woo, I am excited.
And I put 2 just because I felt like if I only chose one,
Yeah.
I might not do it. And I can't, like, if the opportunity didn't come for whatever reason. So I put 2 either so that way I can live up to 2, I can aim for 2. And if I hit 1, I won't be in so much trouble. But more like if I set, if I aim for the stars, I'll hit the moon or however that thing works. So anyway, this week I am going to massage your feet.
Massage my feet.
Yeah, I know. We both thought of massages. How?
Wow.
Whatever. My other thing was also about food, it turns out.
I will remind you, because I'm going to put my feet next when we're lying on the couch.
They're going to go right in my face. You're like,
Yes.
now, this moment. The other is I want to take you out for a bite to eat, a cup of coffee, or a drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going out on a date night.
You are. We're a date day.
Or
Or a
date something.
date morning. The final prompt is really just kind of open, and I put other thoughts, ideas, and realizations here. And I have to say, what I wrote is that I was actually surprised, pleasantly surprised as I was filling out this journal, just how, like, remembering what made me fall in love with you, things I'm grateful for, and how I can show my appreciation through an action this week, how much that just kind of rekindled in some ways. And I don't need any rekindling. I'm madly in love with you every minute. But it did kind of like trigger something in me. There was a hormonal release. Let me put it that way. It was like my hormones were being released and I was feeling those feelings really, really strongly.
It's interesting because after I was done, I felt like I was more grounded and in my body more. And I was like, I was excited. And this is what I wrote. I was like, I'm really excited to be doing the journal with you. And also, it made me feel this. I felt like I had so much gratitude for my life, for my love, for like everything that I have going on. I just was like, there was like this feeling of like so much great gratitude and appreciation for the life and the love that I've created with you. So that's how I'm feeling.
God, I love it. All right. Well, that is our week for week 1 of the Lover's Journal. We should let you know that through the end of January, we are taking pre-orders for the Lover's Journal. That way we can ship them in time for Valentine's Day. So if you would like your very own Lover's Journals, go ahead and, in the show notes, you can find the link. We're doing it through Indiegogo, and we are going to take pre-orders so that we can fund our first printing and get the journals out to you. So go ahead, join us, and join each other on an amazing journey. It's already just been such a gift. These here that we're working with are our prototypes. We're super excited, and we hope you'll join us and join each other on a fantastic year with the Lover's Journal.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.